Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing with you my natural labor and delivery story. I had a home birth with Midwives and this is my third if you are new to my channel. And just quickly before I jump in, I am wearing the same outfit as my last video because I filmed them both at the same time. I was fortunate enough to have the boys out of the house so I can get this done. Hopefully little girl behaves so I can film the whole thing for you guys. All right, so yeah, to start, baby was born on February 8th, the morning of. So the day before, so the Tuesday, I was, that night I was getting a lot of like pressure. I really felt like a lot of lightning crotch, a lot of pelvic pressure, a lot of lower back pain, but no contractions really. I just some like Braxton Hicks. So I didn't get like too excited or whatever. She was overdue by a week and a half. So I knew it would be any time, but I didn't really like pay attention because I had been having those symptoms for a while. So anyways, that night, yeah, I was getting a lot of pressure and I started going up and down the stairs a lot, trying to get things moving. I was on my feet a lot, walking a lot, just really trying, using gravity, to just really get her engaged more. That day also I had a ultrasound which I filmed for you guys, and they checked to make sure her fluid levels and stuff were good, which they were, and I was supposed to have a stretch and sweep that day or that night, and then the midwife got called to another birth, so I didn't, which I was upset about. But anyways, things ended up going on their own through the night, and the morning I had her, or the afternoon I had her. So yeah, so I went to bed that night just pretty uncomfortable and in a lot of pain, but no contractions, and I kept waking up in the middle of the night being like, did my water break, or just really hoping that there's a sign that she's coming. There was no sign until about 4:30. I started getting strong Braxton Hicks, and then so that kind of made me think like maybe this is gonna be it, because the Braxton Hicks were pretty strong and they were pretty regular, but then they kind of stopped. But then come 5:30, I really had I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my phone too because I have all the the times and stuff just so I don't forget them. But yeah, about 5:30, 5:45 is when I started getting the Braxton Hicks, but they were accompanied by a lot of lower back pain. So I knew that was the real deal. So it is 10 after 7, and sorry, everybody's still sleeping, so I'm just whispering. I'm still in my robe and PJs, but I've been getting contractions since 5:45 this morning. They've been very strong, and they are currently between 8 to 10 minutes apart. Sometimes they're 8 minutes, sometimes they're 10, but I've been walking, I've been sitting, I've been, doing all sorts of stuff, and they're still coming. So I know that they're not just false contractions or whatever. So yeah, this could be it. 8 to 10 minutes apart. So I haven't paged the midwives or anything yet. I'm gonna just wait till it picks up a little bit more, and then I'll give them a call. I also am just waiting for the whole family to be up. But today could be the day. Today is the 7th or the 8th, I don't even know. I think it's the 8th. So yeah, we'll see. Basically 5:45, they were about 9 minutes apart, but really strong, really painful. Like I would need to stop and just breathe through it. They were pretty painful. And so I knew that I was going to be in labor. So I went downstairs and prepped everything. I got food out for the midwives. I had the labor bag ready to go just in case we had to go to the hospital. I had the diaper bag packed because my sister was going to come and pick up the boys. So I texted her and said, I'm getting contractions, just be ready. So I had everything ready, and I went and turned on the diffuser, to kind of just start relaxing. I lit some candles and just really tried to relax, and I ate and drank so I would be, have energy. I am due for another contraction any minute. They are pretty strong already. Okay, they're pretty strong. I'm gonna go try, a hot bath. I texted the midwife and she said that it could help. Just like take the edge off a little bit and just help me relax. So I got the boys' stuff ready. I think I'm gonna have my sister come pick them up and take them, obviously, and just try to relax and kind of hope this all gets over with really quickly. I got my midwife binder ready, so
yeah, this is happening. So I don't know how long or how quickly I'll progress. It could be an hour, it could be a couple days, we'll see. Hopefully it's a couple hours like I was with my second, so we will see.
Yeah, and then by, I would say like 7:45, actually no, I went down to prep everything, and then while I was doing that, they became 6 minutes apart. So I would say by around 6:15, 6:30, they were about 6 minutes apart. So they kind of went from like 9 to 6, they just jumped really quick. And I started getting worried because I was like, last time my labor was so fast, I didn't know how soon I should, you know, call the midwives. So anyways, I texted the midwives and I said, one of the midwives were supposed to come, and I said, listen, just giving you a heads up, because she was going to come that morning to do a stretch and sweep anyways. I said, my contractions are 6 minutes apart, so, you know, whatever. And she said, just text us when they're 5 minutes apart and strong for an hour. So yeah, by 7:45, they were 4 minutes apart. Like it went pretty quick. But not as quick as my last labor, so I was kind of like bummed about that. But yeah, I went up, I took a bath, and it helped definitely with the pain, especially the lower back pain, because she wasn't actually posterior, she was sideways. I don't know what they call that, but yeah, she was sideways, so I was definitely having a lot of back pain.
It is 7:50, contractions are now 4 minutes apart. So at 5:45, they started to be about, you know, 8 to 10 minutes. Now they just progressed really quickly and they're 4 minutes apart. I'm filling up the bath. I'm gonna go take a bath. I don't know when the midwives are coming, but she's been at the hospital all night with another birth, so she's gonna be tired either way. But yeah, so hopefully this bath helps. They're getting really bad and it's all back labor, which is awful. So anyways, I'm gonna go take a bath. The bed is all ready for birth, and yeah. Current situation. Filling up the bath here.
So I took a bath and that helped, and while I was in the bath I texted the midwives and I was like, okay, the contractions are now 4 minutes apart, so I don't know when you want to make your way here. But she was actually at another birth, like at the hospital. She didn't sleep all night, so she was like, okay, I'm at the hospital, I will head to you in a minute. But she sent another midwife to come to me first. And then I texted her and I was like, okay, I have pressure now, like I don't know if things are moving too quickly, like, because no one's here yet. So she said, you know, call 911, have them on standby, which I didn't end up doing. So she did it for me, I think. But yeah, I didn't end up doing that. I was like in too much pain and just focused on like the contractions. I didn't call anyone. But she was like, call them and I'm on my way. So yeah, so basically I got out of the bath at around 8:30 and the contractions were 3 minutes apart. So once I got out of the bath and basically made my way to the bedroom, the midwives were there. So they came and basically they checked me. She was like, okay, you're, I think she said I was like 5 or 6 centimeters. She couldn't like tell, it was between 5 and 6. So, you know, I was definitely getting like well on my way. And so one of the midwives came, but then she got called to one of her clients' births. It was crazy, there was like so many. So she left. And I was worried because I was like, I don't want to deliver a baby and just have like one midwife here. But it turned out to work out really well, because when that one midwife left, the one who ended up coming to take her place was actually the same one that had delivered Erin for me, and I love her. So it worked. I felt so safe. She's been a midwife for like, I think 20 years. So I felt really comfortable, or more even. I felt really comfortable having her there. So that actually worked out really well. So they came, yeah, they checked me. I was like 5 or 6 centimeters. The contractions started getting like 3 minutes apart and then 2 minutes apart. They started picking up and getting like really painful. I was lucky that one of the student midwives who was there was 3 altogether, and one of the student ones was a massage therapist for 15 years. So she was helping, you know, with my back and helping to relieve some of the pain, and she did a really good job. And she also gave my husband a break so his hands weren't like dying the whole time. But yeah, basically, baby was sideways and she wasn't turning. So after a while, like, I was walking around a lot. Like, they just kind of let me be free and do what I wanted. So I was on the bed, I was walking around, I was kind of just doing whatever. Was trying some squatting, things like that. Just trying to get baby to turn. She wasn't turning, and so I went back in the water because it was getting really painful again. So I went back, and the water was like, we had a really hot water, so that really does help with the contractions. So I went back in, and they were 2 minutes apart. At this time it was 11 o'clock, so things were going really slow, like compared to my other births. So it was 11 o'clock, and I was just in the water, and it started getting really uncomfortable for me to stay in the tub, I found, because I just didn't have as much room to move and stuff. So I was in the water, they were monitoring the baby the whole time, and then I got out and they took me to, I went to the bed because I started pushing in the water. Like, I felt her coming, so I started pushing, and I was pushing for quite a while in there, but she was stuck like my other two. So they said, just come to the bed, we can at least get you on your side and try and flip her, you know, and try and get her to get out sooner. So I got out of the tub again, went to the bed. They had me on my side, and then they had me go onto my back to try and get her out. But yeah, she still was not coming, and they could see that she was stuck. And they also had my water had not broken at this point, so she still had, like, the bag was filled with fluid still, like she was still in her sac, and that was, I think they said it was like stopping her from coming out too. It was kind of in the way. So they asked me if they want to break my waters. They said it will give her more room to come out, and it might also help, like, speed things along in terms of contractions and stuff. So they ended up breaking my waters, which just shot everywhere because she did it while I was having a contraction. But yeah, they broke my water, and then I right away felt her move a little bit down, but not enough still. Like, she still was stuck, and I felt when I was pushing through the contractions, like, I didn't feel her moving much. I felt like she was really stuck. The contractions were so bad, and this was my most painful birth, hands down, like 100%, because of the way she was. I literally was like, I thought I was going to die, and I was wishing for an epidural at this point, but obviously you can't at home birth. Anyways, they ended up saying, because she wasn't turning, and I was like, I need to get her out now because I was literally losing my mind. They went out and got a birthing stool, which I was actually going to use with my second Aaron, and he ended up coming out when they were ready to get it. But they said, let's just try it. And at this point I was like, I don't want to move, like, I want to die. But when they brought it, I was like, okay, I'll just do anything. So we got on the stool, and this was around like 12:15, I think. And literally they sat me on the stool, and they were like, when the contraction came, they're like, push. And I pushed, and I felt her come out, and we saw her whole head came out. Like, within one push. It was literally that fast. The stool is amazing. Basically, it's like you're sitting on a toilet and pushing, so it opens up your pelvis a lot. It was insane. I'm telling you, like, if you have a baby who's like OP or sideways or really anything, use the stool. It'll help a lot. And basically, yeah, the second push, her body came out, and like the third push, everything just, like, she came right out. So it was really easy. She was born at 12:24, and after that they took me back to the bed to deliver the placenta, which came out I think like 10 minutes later. It didn't take too long, and I had no tearing. Somehow she came out sideways, like literally she was sideways when she came out, which was the most painful thing I've ever had to experience, especially like comparing it to my other births. It was really bad. But yeah, she came out sideways, but somehow I had no tearing, which I'm so thankful for. However, she did do she did a number on my tailbone, like my sacrum, my spine, and I'm still feeling it really bad. Which I know is just gonna take time to heal. My body went through a lot, so, but overall no tearing, so it's great because I actually like can walk and stuff, and I don't feel like I'm gonna die. So basically I had no meds, no antibiotics either. I was GBS positive, but I chose not to have the antibiotics for, you know, personal reasons. I talked a little bit about gut health and stuff, so that's kind of why I chose it. But there's no issues because she was in the water for so long, and it broke just before she was delivered. She really wasn't exposed to GBS for too long, so it was a really low risk. So yeah, I had no antibiotics, no meds, which was nice because I had no IV, which I was so thankful for. No crazy bleeding or anything like that. There was really no complications with this labor at all, except the only thing I can complain about is that it did take 7 hours in total, or 7.5, and she was sideways. So that was a little frustrating. Definitely my most painful, but overall the home birth experience was incredible. We had spa music playing the whole time and it really helped me relax. I had lavender oil, you know, in the tub, and just things that were really like homey, and it really did help to relax. It was nice. My mom came and brought lunch for me and the midwives, and right when she came into the door, that's like the second that the baby was delivered. So my mom got to be there for a little bit, and she was there right when the baby was delivered and stuff, so that was nice. And we had home cooked food. We didn't have hospital food. It was just, everything was just so much more relaxing. I got to be in my own bed. Literally after everything happened in the birth, they took the sheets and the, you know, all the drop cloth or the tablecloth or whatever, and threw everything out, and I was in a clean bed with fresh sheets and just felt so much better. The house was spotless. Like, they did such a good job. They, you know, took everything with them, all their suitcases and everything when they left, and my house was back to the way it was, and I felt really good. So definitely I would highly recommend a home birth. It made a huge difference in like postpartum recovery and stuff for sure. So baby was 8 pounds 14 ounces. She was large. The biggest that I've had, she was almost 22 inches long. She was 21 3/4 inches. So again, the longest I've had out of my 3. She was a big girl, but she came out like really healthy. Her skin was like perfect. There were a couple of little things that we were concerned about, which I will talk about in her baby update. But yeah, everything went really smooth. We didn't end up going to the hospital at the 12-hour mark for any testing because, you know, she was doing pretty well on her own. I know a lot of you guys are going to wonder about breastfeeding, so I will update you guys in my postpartum update video. There's a lot to talk about there, and that'll be a whole other video, so I'll update you guys then. But overall, she's doing so well. I'm doing really well. Like, it still hurts to get up and down and bend and walk and obviously all that, but I have to give my body time to heal. It was a very rough birth for sure, so I just have to give myself time. But overall, it was such a positive experience. I will talk about this in my other video as well, but I have no postpartum depression. It kind of snuck in. The baby blues snuck in a little bit the other day, and I got really stressed, which I will explain why they came. But once we, you know, kind of resolved it and, like, you know, did things to change how I was feeling, it completely went away, and I feel so happy. And the transition from 2 to 3 kids is like, I don't even notice it. I really don't feel like I have an extra kid. Everything's going really well, so I will update you guys more in my postpartum update. But that is my labor and delivery story with my natural labor and delivery story with Midwives at home. It was really, really great. And I kind of tried everything. I tried water, and I tried like the birthing stool. I tried walking around. We used the bed. We did everything really. And it went really well. My husband really enjoyed having the birth at home as well. So definitely a positive experience. I did not feel nervous at all about anything. Everything went really smooth, and I am so happy to not be pregnant anymore and that everything is over and I could finally breathe, relax, and just enjoy my little bundle of joy. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If I left anything out or forgot anything, or you have any questions, you can just comment below, let me know. Also, check out my social media links in the description box below, because I've been posting lots of videos and updates about baby and I all over my social media, so just check it out. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!